Wait until you see what I made with these Dollar Tree wood rounds. These DIY home decor ideas are so easy and such a beautiful way to create high-end decor while saving money.
Hi, I'm Loli. Let's create something beautiful and find a little joy along the way.
You're going to love this one because it's so easy and it will save you so much money. I started by removing the tag and the cord from this and taking two of these chevron peel and stick pieces from the Dollar Tree. I removed the backing from the smallest section of the peel and stick and I made sure that it covered the top and the sides of the wood round. I'm making sure that everything is covered in that section. It's not big enough to cover the entire wood round, but that is okay. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over and then remove the backing from the rest of the peel and stick. And as I'm removing the backing from the back, I'm going to take my hand on the front and smooth everything out, making sure that I have no wrinkles or bubbles. Then we're going to flip this over and cut off the excess paper. Friend, if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to hit that like button. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you're notified each time I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. Thank you so much. All right, now we are going to take the second piece of peel and stick and we're going to try to match it up as best as we can so it looks like one continuous piece. So here I'm trying to figure out what is the same colors and the opposite way so the pattern continues the same. Once I figured out exactly what that piece was, I just cut it off so it will be easier for me to maneuver. I removed the backing from the piece, but I started with the top only and making sure that everything matches properly. And the trick here is to butt it up as close as possible so that one line where the join look like a seamless one line and you have no space in between. Once I was happy with it, I removed the backing from that section and pressed it down very firmly and make sure that there was no ridges. And now we are going to flip this over and cut off all of the excess peel and stick. Then I took my X-Acto knife and I'm going to use the edge of the wood round to be able to do the closest cut. And I'm making sure that my X-Acto knife is very sharp so that way I make sure that it cuts it cleanly. And I did that all the way around. Now I'm going to take a skewer and I'm going to just poke through the holes of the original wood round so I'm able to see it in the front. And then I'm going to truly poke the hole all the way in using the skewer here. And I do it this way so the paper will fold into that hole and it will look more seamless. Then I took some of these beads that I got from Hobby Lobby during the clearance sale for Christmas, and I'm going to use it to create a hanger. I'm taking some of the cord that I had left over from a different garland on the same kind of thing, and I'm creating the hanger using about 20 beads. Then I added a little bit of hot glue to the end of that cord so I'm able to feed it through that hole. I did a double knot and made sure that my knot is at the top of the wood round, you know, the little ridge there at the top or the edges of it. And then I thread that edge of the cord through the beads and push the beads all the way through so the bead will be covering my knot, and I continue to cover the jute cord, and I did the same thing with the other side. Then I'm taking this mirror that I had left over from a different project that I did, and I'm going to add a generous amount of hot glue onto it and position it right here at the center of my wood round. Then I took some more of the beads and I'm going to just position them here all the way around the mirror. I am trying to figure out exactly how many beads I will need to go all the way around. I just kept adding on and adding on until I made sure that I had a tight fit right here. You see how that matches perfectly? At this point, I knew exactly how much I needed. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess jute from here. We're going to put the garland to the side for other projects. And now we are going to tie this together as tight as possible. We want to make sure that the knot does not create a space in between the beads. So I'm tightening it up really, really nicely. Then I'm taking another knot right at the top. And then this creates the perfect little circle that will fit the surrounding or the perimeter of that mirror. Once it's nicely tight, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess. And we're going to position it exactly as intended. Here, I'm just making sure that the beads are fitting right on top of that knot so you're not able to see it in the finishing result. It is hidden right inside the bead. Then we are going to take some hot glue. We're going to start here with the bottom. We want to do a generous amount, but not too generous that it will seep through and go onto the mirror, just enough so it will hold the beads in place. And I continued to do that all the way around until all of the beads were positioned. And this looks beautiful just like that. But, already I am extra. So I'm taking one of these rings that I got from Dollar Tree and I'm painting it with some nutmeg brown from Apple Barrel. And now I had some black left over on this paintbrush from a previous project. So I'm just dry brushing that on there. So it just gives it a little bit more depth and it's giving it the look as if it was wood. Then I took some Tide Bond Quick and Thick, and I'm going to add it in intervals right here. I want the Quick and Thick to be the main glue here. So this is why I'm doing it this way. I'm leaving little spaces in between so I can come back with some hot glue and put very little amounts of hot glue in those sections, just so it will hold it in place until that other glue sets. Then I'm positioning this right here at the center. You can always paint this black as well. I think that will look amazing as well. And that's it. Let me know what you think. Spoiler alert, I love this one. I'm going to take two of these wood rounds that I got from Temu and I'm going to paint them white. Then I'm going to take two of these sets of wood rounds that I got from Dollar Tree and I'm going to use the larger and the medium sized ones and I'm going to paint them white as well. And then once they are all dry, we're going to put this together. I'm going to show you with the smaller one what I'm going to do with each one of these. I'm going to take these beads that I got from Hobby Lobby for 50 cents. They were on clearance for 90% off. And I'm going to put them right there in the perimeter, as you see there. And we're going to glue each one of these beads down with some Tide Bond Quick and Thick. You can use hot glue if you like. I'm going for a more permanent finish here. And I want to make sure that it stays for a while. So I'm going to be using my Tide Bond Quick and Thick. And this dries in about 10 to 15 minutes anyway. So that is quite fine. And this is what it looked like when I went all the way around. Now I'll come back in with some more of this Tide Bond Quick and Thick. And I'm going to add it to the top section of each one of the beads. Once they were completely covered, as you see there, I'm going to take the other wood round and I'm going to place it on top of this one and I'm going to clamp it down so everything stays in place until that glue dries. And I repeated this process with the other two sets as well. And here it is all clamped up. Now that all three are nicely taken care of, we are going to go ahead and put this together. And to do that, we'll be using candle holders from the Dollar Tree. These are pretty new at the tip end of this video. I'm going to remove the tag from the bottom of each one of these and I'm going to attach them using some E6000. I started by adding the E6000 to the bottom of the candle holder. I made sure to be generous, but not too generous that I had some seep through the edges of the candle holder. But here, you can always use some hot glue as well if you want this to be temporary. I want this to be permanent, so I'm going with the big guns E6000. And I didn't want to add any hot glue to compromise the glue in any way, because I want to have this sit overnight anyway. Then I'm going to take some more E6000 and add it to the rim here at the top of the candle holder. And once that's nicely coated, I'm going to take the second set, which is the medium size of the bead sandwich I made here. And I'm going to center it right there in the middle. And then I took the other candle holder and repeated the same process of adding the E6000 at the bottom of that candle holder, making sure that I had enough to have that, that adhesion, but not so much that's going to ooze on the sides. And also I made sure to put it in the middle. Here, guys, I eyeballed everything. If you want to be more precise, I will say just do a line from each side and where that line intersects, that will give you the middle and you'll know exactly where to put your candle holder. I was not going to be painting this all over again, so I'm doing it this way and it is for me, so I'm not trying to be perfect. So now I'm going to take some more of the E6000 and add it here to the top of my candle holder and position the smallest of our bead sandwich right on here. And we have a beautiful, beautiful tier tray. You can use it for decor. You can use it for cupcakes, for any entertainment. You can put it for any hors d'oeuvres as well. It is so beautiful. Let me know in the comment section. Actually, we're not done yet. We need to give it some feet. We're going to flip this over. And I took these larger beads that I got from a different garland, also at Hobby Lobby, and I painted it black. Then I coated it with this Mod Podge product. It's clear and it makes everything look nice and lush. And we're going to use it for feet. I added some of my Tide Bond Quick and Thick to one of the sides of them. And I'm going to position it in 4 different areas across from each other to create little feet for this one. And now this was the last step here. Actually, no, we're going to seal it. I am so jumping the gun here. Anyway, I'm going to place it right there, all 4 of my feet. And then I'm going to take some of my dishwasher safe Mod Podge and I'm going to coat the entire thing with it. And now we are done. Let me know what you think about this project. I love it.
Today's video is part of the Wood Round or Read Wednesdays, a collaboration on the 4th Wednesday of every month in which we do DIY home decor using read forms and wood rounds. This is hosted by my friend Audio from DIY with Audio, myself Loli from Loli's Creations, and this month we have the privilege of having Dawn from Shabby Meets Bling. Click on the link on the description box below to enjoy this playlist and show everyone some love. For this project, we'll be using this beautiful Highland cow I got from Temu, this wood round from the Dollar Tree, some peel and stick, and some of this macrame cord. We're going to start by removing the hanger off at this board. Then we're going to take our peel and stick from Dollar Tree. I got these actually for a penny, guys. Yes, I know, right? They were on sale, that clearance sale they had. So I got it then. I'm going to use 2 of these. I'm going to start by removing the peel and stick back end of the smaller section and lining it up, making sure that both the side and the top of the wood round is completely covered. And once I have everything in place, I'm going to remove the bigger portion of the back end of the peel and stick. And as I'm removing it, I am smoothing out the peel and stick onto the wood round, making sure that I leave no bubbles behind. Then I just cut off the excess using some scissors. Then I took the other piece of peel and stick and I'm going to find a section that will match nicely there so it continues that staggered design. And we're going to place it right here, making sure that we are buttoning it very close against the other one so we have no spaces and it looks like it was just one continuous piece. And I'm going to go ahead and just trim off the excess. And we are going to smooth it out all over again. And then we're going to flip it over and using my cutting mat and my X-Acto knife, I'm just going to go very close to the wood round. I'm using the edge of the wood round as a guide to cut off all the excess peel and stick. And I did that until I had all of the paper completely removed. And this is what it looked like. Now we're going to go ahead and take a skewer and flip this over and poke the little holes out. I'm just making sure to just put a little indentation there, and then I'm going to come in with a skewer and push it in. That way the peel and stick will be inside of the hole there and it will look nice and seamless. Then I took these beads that I got from Dollar Tree some time back and I'm going to separate them. I'm going to use only the brown ones and I threaded about 20 of them onto this hanger that I had left over from a different project. And this is what it looked like. And we're going to go ahead and feed this through the front of our wood round. They have little plastic pieces that helps it thread in. And then we're going to take our Highland cow and glue it to the center of our round using a lot of hot glue. My friend, if you enjoyed this video so far, please don't forget to hit that like button. And while you're there, let me know in the comment section where you're watching from. I love to know how far my videos are reaching. And share because sharing is caring and it helps my channel grow. Thank you so much. All right, next I took some of this macrame cord and I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue to the end just so everything is nice and neat. I'm going to just twist it in place so it's nice and straight, and then I'm going to just trim off the excess there so it is straight. And then I placed a little bit of hot glue there right against that smaller wood round, put my cord there, and I continue to do this until I had all of the edges completely covered. Once I got to the end here, I wanted to add some hot glue in between the bristles and twist them in place because I need to cut this, but I don't want it to fray. So once I did that and the glue dried, I'm going to add hot glue in that last piece here and stick it on. And we're going to do a straight cut right here where we added the hot glue so everything is nice and symmetrical and does not fray. And that is it for this one. Please let me know in the comment section what you think about this project. I absolutely love it.